It's recording. Hi there YouTube, Mark here with a video response to Chuck, also known as HWC1218. And he asks us a very nice combined tag originating from J-Boy Pac-Man and Maximum RD. And it's actually a couple of questions that I think I did answer before, but I won't mind answering them again. And it's a very nice first question, and that's what's the last video game or gaming system you were really excited about? I think I was pretty excited about the PlayStation because of Gran Turismo 5 finally coming out on it. That's when I bought the PlayStation 3. I didn't buy it prior to that because I just didn't think there were many platform specific games out for it. I'm really let down by the update procedures and what have you, but actually the last game system that I really got excited about, actually that's the same as Chuck's, that's the Xbox 360. And the thing that really amazed me, and I think I'm gonna do a separate video on that, is actually the Xbox Live Arcade system. The Xbox Live Arcade actually originated on the original Xbox, and actually I don't think a lot of people caught on to that, and but what it did actually was allow you to compete with a lot of your friends online and post your high scores and have achievements and stuff. And I actually was quite into that. I really liked that, and at first actually I played more Live Arcade or Xbox Live Arcade than anything else. So yeah, so the Xbox 360, I think that was the last system that I really got excited about. And the good thing about the launch of the 360 is actually that it happened right here in the Netherlands, which is quite interesting because most of the times we really had to wait for a console to finally come out in our neck of the woods. So yeah, the 360, the last system I really got excited about, and they did a lot of things right. They still do. I mean, they have minute system patches, minute system updates, game patches, and the Live Arcade system really works well. I think they totally botched it up with the with that game room thing that they did. They should have just stuck with the Live Arcade stuff and the high scores and the yeah, in-app purchases. That's something that I'm not a big fan of. I mean, you just totally lose track of what you spend, and it's not a good way to teach people economics, and it's not a good way to expose children to spending their money, because they have a hard time as it is. I mean, real money isn't real money. I mean, you rack up huge phone bills and okay. Moving on to the next question, that is some gaming related ideas created by Maximum RD, and that's the first question is, do you care about backwards compatibility? Yeah, I've written quite a bit, and I've actually talked about it quite a bit. And also over at Armchair Arcade. I think backwards compatibility as a means of preserving gameplay for future generations is good. I don't think backwards compatibility necessarily means that you have to rack up the price or limit the current system in its functions. It's something that can be added on, performed totally in software if needed. I mean, if the hardware steps up quite significantly, I mean, it could all be done in software, and there's no biggie. So, if you have a huge library of games and you still want to be able to play those, backwards compatibility is nice, and when you use media that is actually capable of being read on the next generation, that's nice. I mean, of course, games like this, I mean, the game cards, I mean, I don't expect Bomberman and this special edition Bomberman, this multiplayer Bomberman edition on the TurboGrafx or actually the PC Engine. I don't expect that to be playable on any future system. And this is very proprietary, but I mean, using media that is that isn't that proprietary, like CDs or, you know, yeah, it would be very nice if that was playable on other systems. And that's actually because a lot of the systems are closed and they're dead-ended. I think, you know, I mean, there's just no way you will be able to play something like this on another Nintendo system. It's a great game, but it's not able. You can't play it on another system. So I resort to emulation. You know, I played on the original, but if these systems are blown, like in, say, another decade or so, I would hate it if I'm not able to play this. So emulation is a nice way to preserve gameplay. But yeah, backwards compatibility on the consoles of the manufacturers that it is intended for is a very nice way. So yeah, games console you wanted but never got originally. I think I answered that also, and it must be something that I got later on. And one of the examples is, for example, the ColecoVision. I did not get that back in the day, and I loved it. I played it, but it was just, you know, we had a Commodore 64, and ColecoVision was just not in the cards, and we had an Odyssey 2. So ColecoVision, and I wanted that. I wanted a Vectrex, which I got later on. A Neo Geo AES system, I got that later on, and a Neo Geo CD. Basically, actually, a lot of the later, consoles that I was a PC gamer. Before that, I was gaming on the Commodore 64, the Amiga, the Spectrum, MSX. And basically, the console. Yeah, I actually got a Famicom clone when the NES was still current. I got a Super Nintendo after its heyday, but I wanted to play Mario World and Mario Kart on it, F-Zero. The Mega Drive. I didn't get the Mega Drive, and I'm a huge fan of it now, but I didn't get the Mega Drive back in the day. I remember seeing Sonic in the shop window and being totally amazed by the speed, the sheer speed of the graphics, the parallax scrolling, the little animation effect on the water in the background. Yeah, I remember being totally amazed by Sonic. Never got it, and I actually the first time I actually played Sonic probably was through emulation, and I ended up getting it. So yeah, which classic console, PC or handheld, would you give up? I'm a gamer that has never given up anything in his life. I hung on to every console that I have. Maybe I'll give up on, let me see if I still have it. Ah, yeah. Whoops. So that's some fancy video. Me walking out of the screen and Ah, it actually still turns on. Yeah, this one. Oh wow, and it still keeps the date. That's amazing. The batteries in these systems are just crazy. I think I'm a big fan of the light, which has a much better screens, because as you can see, the viewing angle of these screens is just appalling. The light is a lot better. So I actually could easily give up on this, were it not that I have rather big hands, and this actually plays rather well. Oh, you hear the second, what is it? From the watch, you hear the little tick. So I think I'll give up this, but I don't think a lot of people actually still have one of these. It's humongous. I'm not sure who designed it. I kind of like it, but it's almost like some sort of post-apocalyptic thing. I think from the consoles I probably would most easily give up this. Not the original Game Boy Advance, which I also have, but I like that too much. So, what was your first computer? Well, our first computer was the Commodore 64, and then I had bought myself a PC. It was made by Philips. It was a 8086 running at 4.77 or 8 megahertz. It sported 768 kilobytes of RAM, which used 128 kilobytes as upper memory. With a hacked driver, I could actually load up my device drivers and stuff in high memory, which actually was only possible on 286 or above. It had a paper-white monitor and an EGA graphics card that actually had some VGA capability, so I was gaming on that quite a bit. So that was my first computer. And what's your favorite version of a game other than the arcade version? Yeah, I answered that as well, but looking over my systems, I think Outrun 2006, Outrun 2, Crazy Taxi, Outrun 2, both are very nice games, and I like them even better than the arcade version because I'm more used to playing the games with the console and not the standing out cabinet with the steering wheel and or the sitting down cabinet with I mean, I'm 6'8", almost 2 meters tall. Driving in the Outrun 2 arcade cabinet is virtually impossible for me because I can't reach the pedals. I mean, I can reach them, but I have to, bend up, all bend up. So I prefer the console version because I just basically cannot fit due to my height in the arcade cabinet. Let me see, what are your favorite and least favorite SNES and Genesis games? Okay, EA Sports games. For the most part, I'm not really into EA Sports games. They are very well produced games, and some of the sports are really fun. I have played them, but they're my least favorite games on the Mega Drive and on the SNES. Chuck showed the what is it? I'm not sure what it's. The Miss Pac-Man version on the Genesis, on the Mega Drive, it's not the Miss Pac-Man that I know. They have upped the graphics, and I'm not a fan of that. I am a very big favorite. I'm a big fan of Miss Pac-Man. I have it on every system. Miss Pac-Man could actually be on the last question as well. Miss Pac-Man on the Commodore 64, almost arcade perfect. Played it a lot. Patterns are very similar to the arcade. It actually made it possible for me to play the arcade game quite extensively. So yeah. So my favorite Genesis game probably is one of the shooters, Musha or Dangerous Seed. I think on the Genesis or Mega Drive that's the most favorite game. And on the Super Nintendo SNES, I think among my favorite games are, well, I've like 5 or something. Super Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario Land or Super Mario World, Super Celeste, great shooter, and F-Zero. Yeah, or Mario Kart. It just varies. So, okay, this is me completing this tag video. Chuck has tagged me before, but I just didn't have any time to respond. Hopefully, this is doing okay, and yeah. If you want to respond to Chuck, post a video response to him, and oh, yeah, I'm not sure it was an open tag. I think it was. So yeah. Oh, yeah, it is an open tag. I see here. So yeah, if you want to post a video response, well, go post a video response to Chuck's, and I'm signing off, and I'll be back with another video soon. Let's turn this